welcome back.
Welcome back.
We're here for more of The Promised Neverland.
Yeah, you thought it would never happen.
Even though this is the third video of The Promised Neverland we've started, pointing out the fact that we haven't recorded in a long time, even though these are sequentially coming out after one another.
Yeah, so to you it seems like we do this regularly. We also have people upstairs who are making a lot of noise.
Yes.
And a cat.
The cat is elsewhere.
But you're going to have to deal with the noise, and that's the price of YouTube.
And also this chair is kind of squeaky.
Chair's a little squeaky. We run a tight ship around here. This is how we operate.
Yeah.
The chair that is squeaky is 90 years old. It is an antique chair.
Yeah.
So, I'm sorry that it squeaks. If you want a better chair for her to sit in, then invest more in the Patreon.
I don't think that's gonna work.
Invest a lot in the Patreon. We'll buy all new furniture.
But anyways, it's been a few months since we watched Promised Neverland. You remember what was happening?
Of course I remember what was happening.
In the latest episodes?
Yes.
Tell me, so that I make sure. There were things that happened.
Oh, just start it.
No. Tell me what you know, so I can get you into it.
Okay, so,
You don't need to start at the very beginning. Just start from episode 3 and 4.
Well, I don't remember where the one left off in the other. So, the second mother is there, and the second mother is now conniving against the first mother and is wanting to rule the roost and be the one in charge. She chased all the kids through the woods, and she was super sneaky captive and caught them, and they thought they could get away, but they couldn't. And then we found out that one of the kids is actually not all that they said they were, and there we go.
There's more. They told 2 other kids about it.
Yeah.
Dawn and Gilda.
Uh-huh.
They didn't tell them about the demons. They just said that the kids were taken by bad people, so they think the kids are still alive.
Right.
And we found out at the very end of the episode that the person who was a traitor was Ray, aka the guy with the...
The guy who looked like a traitor the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except that the last time we recorded this, you were 100% suspecting Gilda, so...
Well, my predictions are based on what I think would happen in a book. But the guy who the whole time has seemed antagonistic turns out to be the antagonist. That seems a little... Well, there you go.
I mean, he's not antagonistic. He's just, like a little less cooperative.
His hair goes over one eye. That means he's antagonistic.
Okay, sure.
Let's watch us some Promised Neverland, Episode 5, The Adventure Continues. See, look at him. He looks like the bad guy. And the fact that he's a bad guy, well, there you go. I want to point out, I don't think he's really the bad guy. And I'm basing this again on just, it's too early in the series. He's too prominent of a character. I don't believe that he's going to turn on them just yet. I think there must be more to it. I think you gotta just strangle him right here. Just off him.
You're actually not our enemy, are you?
You still think that, huh? I volunteered. I guess it's more like I sold myself, really. And all of it was to prepare for the escape we're planning. If you're going to learn.
See, I'm right. I just want to point out I'm right. There's more to him than just being the bad guy. He's a conflicted bad guy. You can tell he's conflicted because he has his hair over his eye.
You get it? Norman, I'm the strongest card you'll ever have. No one else compares. And I don't just have info about the tracking devices.
How old are they supposed to be?
11.
But they're super smart 11-year-olds.
Yes.
And they're trained to be super smart. Liar. This whole place is a den of thieves and liars. I hope the demons get him. And then I'm going to find out that he's like your favorite character.
He's not.
Because that's like how these shows go. The person I hate the most is like, well, I love him.
It wasn't a smart move to summon her here. I mean, I know you only did it to deter me. I've helped you for 6 years, and you still don't fully trust me.
For 6 years, since he was 5? He was a 5-year-old spy? I've known 5-year-olds.
Although, that means you knew for a long time, didn't you? I bet it was tough, knowing and sending them all off. So many of our siblings.
Don't give him a hug.
You're not alone. You've got us now, so...
All right, fine. I give you my word. Let's all escape from here together.
So I don't want a redemption story where he gets better.
Okay.
I want him to, like, get his comeuppance.
I've got a strong feeling that the transmission device only connects with HQ. As for where our siblings were sent to, Mom wouldn't know. So I don't think we'd find any clues. And don't forget the trackers could show her we're snooping. That is, if the security in the room doesn't first. It's too risky.
Yeah, but...
I'm trying to tell you that the risks greatly outweigh the benefits.
I agree, and we still have to worry about Krona, so it's not really wise to make foolish moves.
Exactly. I've still got Mom under control, but we're done for if Krona...
So how much do these people know about the real world?
They have books.
They have books? Do they get newspapers?
No.
Like, do they think the outside world is just like Charles Dickens because that's what they read? Or...
The books are, I assume they have a variety from different, like, eras of publication.
What if they just get romance novels?
Why would they give romance novels to children?
What if they just get YA dystopias? And all the books
ideas.
are like this.
Then they
And it's
get
to accustom them to living as prisoners.
No, but then they'd get ideas of revolution.
That's true. We don't want them to get... Well, what if it's like the Communist Manifesto?
Come on. Oh man, it's locked.
Oh dear.
Well then, what are your thoughts on the episode?
Well, He's obviously a bad guy, and I don't like him, and I want him to get his comeuppance, and I want a demon to eat him.
You're rooting for child murder?
I'm rooting for the murder of a child who has sent children off to their death for the past 6 years. He is complicit. If he said he was only following orders at the Nuremberg trial, he would be hung with all of the Gestapo. It's the truth. So, he should be eaten by a demon. I have a high suspicion that whoever is coming in that door at the end is just nothing, that it's a big fat no surprise. That's my suspicion, because I don't think that it would be Mom. I like that this episode didn't have the other mom, because she bugs me. She's too smiley.
She is very creepy.
She is. I don't like her. I mean, you're not supposed to like her, but I don't like her.
Alright, is that all?
That's it. What does the name The Promised Neverland mean? Is the Neverland the outside world that they are promised that they will get to, but they will never arrive there?
I would assume that. I assume it's kind of a mixture of the phrases the promised land and Neverland.
Right. I won't be satisfied with this show unless we get to the final episode and it's like Harry Potter, where they're all 35 years old and we see them happily living ever after with their own children who aren't in a house. That's how I want it to end.
I do hate to break it to you. This is the first part in several manga volumes.
And
so it is not the end.
The thing that bothers me is that I've read all of the comments on your YouTube videos.
Pausing this. That is not what the
No.
I'm trying to press pause and it's not registering as the pause button. There we go.
I've read all the comments on your YouTube, and everyone says the second season is really terrible.
It is. I've seen it.
Is the third season better?
There is not a third season. The second season tries to condense a massive amount of manga volumes into one season and does it really poorly, and it's also
So can I assume we're just going to watch the first season?
We're only watching the first
and
season.
Then we're going to get a recap of what happens in the other.
I haven't finished the manga yet.
Oh.
I mean, I kind of know what happens, but I haven't finished the manga yet.
Well, that's true.
Well, maybe someone suggested we do a manga rating, if you're up for that.
I'm up for it, but I think reading a book would be really boring YouTube.
I mean, we could do like you could read it and then like discuss afterwards in a video.
We could do that. That's the whole reason that I haven't read Araki's book yet, is because like it's hard to like, I mean, it could just be a conversational YouTube video. Anyway, let's watch the show. On with the show. Who's coming in the door? The door is just opening with the breeze. See, I told you it was a big nothing burger.
We should run as far as we can. So let's examine and prepare.
We need info about the area outside.
When I climbed up a tree, I saw a big forest.
Okay, but we've got to confirm stuff like that.
Let's look into it starting tomorrow.
Oh yeah,
This is where they need Steve McQueen. Have you ever seen The Great Escape?
No.
they're all in a prison camp, World War II. He escapes on purpose, knowing he's going to be captured later and brought back, so he scouts the area. That's who they need. This show needs Steve McQueen.
So this sticker is...
A book plate.
It's a label that shows who owned the book before it came here.
Okay, but where's the message?
Look closer.
They're all the same owl book plate. Wait, the circle. It's Morse code.
Correct.
Which brings up the question. In their secret, secluded prison camp house, where do they learn Morse code?
Books?
Books? Like, do they have the Boy Scout handbook?
Maybe. I don't know.
William Minerva. He's someone from the outside who's aware that our farm exists. And while it may be indirectly, he's definitely trying to help us.
That's right!
An ally on the outside. He might even still be there. In which case, it's possible a society of humans may exist.
Exactly!
So you know what I want to do? I'm an author, and I write books, and I have often donated large quantities of books to schools.
You want to do what he did?
I want to put secret messages in book plates in the books and see if the kids realize that they're being harvested in a farm for monsters. Because...
Great, you should do that.
Or, like, books that we just have around the house that we're going to donate to Goodwill. Like, I think that's a fabulous idea. And then someone is browsing the aisles at the Desert Industries, and they're like, wait a minute, this book says, get out! They're coming! I think so.
I'm pretty sure there's some kind of meaning in these two. A book with the message promise, and one that doesn't have Morse code, but has a few ripped pages in it.
So you think these
So this is an interesting thing. That can't be coincidental. A symbol of... I mean, maybe it's coincidental. I don't think it's coincidental. A symbol of the Illuminati is the owl. No, I'm serious. I wrote a book about the Illuminati. A symbol of the Illuminati is the owl, and the name of the goddess that it represents is Minerva. I'm not saying that this dude is in the Illuminati, but I don't think it's a coincidence that there's an owl and the name Minerva. I don't know if it's ever going to come into play in the book, in the TV show, but I think whoever made this was like Owl Minerva.
That's probably correct. But you started off with Illuminati.
I wrote a book about the Illuminati. I know a lot about the Illuminati. But yeah, I just think that's clever. So, I mean, if we see any other interesting Illuminati symbols show up, that would be neat. But regardless, the owl is a symbol, the goddess of wisdom, and the symbol is the owl.
Now that you two know the truth, I need to confirm something before we continue. The outside world is full of demons. If we mess up, we die. Knowing that, will you still come with us?
Of course we will.
Okay, so him looking over his shoulder right there, the whole time I'm like, Why aren't the moms, like, having security cameras everywhere and watching, and why are people able to have secret conversations by the light of lanterns and get away with it? That's what I want to know. Shouldn't the whole place be bugged and cameraed?
They don't want the kids to find out. If there were security cameras, they'd think something was probably weird.
Not if they don't give them books that explain what security cameras are.
Well, they clearly have
If they educate the kids to think that
They want them to be smart.
Haven't they ever watched The Village?
They want them to be smart.
They can be smart and think that it's 1897.
They need them to be advanced.
They have to know about security cameras for their brains to taste good. Is that how this works?
Yes, that's the secret ingredient, Dad.
Fine.
What about Sister Krona?
Yeah, if she finds out, then we'll be shipped out immediately, right?
Don't worry, I have an idea.
She's creepy town.
Yeah.
I don't like her.
The ones who know the secret about this house are Norman, Emma, Ray, Gilda, and Dawn. 5 of you total. So, you want to join forces?
It's an interesting
Muy
development.
interesante. I don't like her. I don't want her to be a main character.
Well,
She's weird. So things that I'm not clear on entirely. The whole thing with Ray and his somewhat backstabbing and somewhat playing the long con and lying to who and lying to what, and I am not entirely clear on who's lying about what and why. And so that's an issue. So that's an issue. And then I have to say the thing with Dawn about him having his little epiphany and breakdown, that was I enjoyed that.
yeah.
I thought that was handled very well. That was good. I want to know what they're going to be doing with the detergent and herbicide. Obviously, they're planning them so that Mom can find them, but I want to know if they're like switching them up. Like one is gonna, they put the herbicide in the detergent and the detergent in the herbicide, and I don't know if that's the plan, but I'm just like trying to think of if they have some kind of thing or if they're just using them as evidence. I don't know. Anyway, I'm enjoying it. I really like Promised Neverland.
It's really good.
It's a good show.
Yeah.
I'm sad that this episode or series 2 is not so good.
Well, we have the manga.
Oh,
We heard the manga.
We'll
kinda
always
gets
have
a little
Paris.
meh at the end, but it's got some really good parts in them from what I've heard. So
well, good. Well, excellent. A+. Thanks for watching. We love you. And now we'll read the Patreon names. Our fabulous patrons this week are Ammon Allen, Aram Lore, Bagner T, Blazing Opus, Christian and Gwen, Insane Tofu, Joseph Michelli, Joseph Roloma, 2 Josephs, Kalub at a Bar, Louis Paul Latarte, Noah Snowa, Robert Kyle Florence, Secco Mode, Palm Beverage, and Wild Frito. Thank you for supporting us. You're fabulous.